All right, guys, I want to share with you what is probably one of the better, smaller sized, unique, but very good looking watches that I've had on the channel in a while. So this is definitely going to appeal to people that either just prefer the smaller sized watches or have the wrist to support the smaller sized watches. So I know there's guys out there with wrist my size that will wear these 36.5 millimeter watches comfortably, no problem. So I know it appeals to many different people, not just the people with smaller wrist. So what we have here is the Mitch Mason Chronicle. Okay, and it is a 36.5 millimeter watch by a nice short 43.5 millimeter lug to lug. You can see a signed screw down crown there. Very nice case shape. Thickness, not including, the total thickness with the double dome sapphire crystal is a little bit thicker than the 12 millimeter. So 12 millimeters is just going to be the watch. Add about 1.5 millimeter to get the crystal encapsulated in there as well. 20 millimeter lug width here, so you're going to have tons of strap options. This is the strap that it'll probably come with. There might be some other options too. This is going to be a Kickstarter launch pretty soon, and I'll update you when it actually goes live. But you're talking a lot of watch for the money here. The launch price on this is only going to be $379, and you have a 200-meter water resist. The Miyota 9039 movement, screw down crown, and just a very unique look. That handset alone just kind of sets it apart from what you would typically see, and that's something exclusive that they have designed. So Ben over at Mitch Mason actually made my job kind of easy. He gave me these cards. So like I said, these are my talking points. Usually I have to do notes, right? So we already talked about the size. There's some dial information. They're going to use the Swiss Super Luminova. I'll give you a Lume shot at the end here. 5 layers of anti-reflective coating on it. We already talked about the movement, and there's some strap information if you're interested in that. Now this is a prototype, so there are some changes from what you see on this guy, and he gave me a separate card on that. So the changes will be reduced number of ridges and increased engraving depth for improved grip, and that is referring to the crown. You can see it's got a unique engraving on the crown there. So there will be some changes to that, and that'll be to further improve the grip and function of that. So that is a positive thing. And the seconds hand will be shortened to touch outer rim of seconds track correctly. So right now you can see it probably shoots past that railroad track just a touch. They're going to make it so it's the correct length so it runs that properly. So again, that's just attention to detail, and those are all things that we're going to want to see on the production model, and they are going to do that. Very, very cool and busy case back here, screw down case back. Love that. It's got the shield, it's got a bunch of other swords and the brand name and all that. It's got a lot of things going on there. Quick release tabs for the spring bars on the watch strap, and a sewn leather keeper there. Very, very good, clean looking watch. Now this is the gray dial. There'll also be a black dial, a blue dial, and a sand dial. The desert sand dial probably is one of the cooler looking ones. So I'll put a link to their website so you can preview that stuff. And then of course, I'll also put a link to the Kickstarter when it goes live. So let me pop this guy on wrist real quick. We'll do some close-ups, and then I'll close you out with a Lume shot. And like I said, just because like I have a 7 1/4 wrist, I can wear a 36.5 by 43 watch, no problem. I don't, sometimes it's nice to wear a little bit smaller watch than I'm traditionally used to, or certainly if you have like a smaller sized wrist, then this is going to be a very comfortable watch for you. All right, let's see if I can do some close-ups. Now keep in mind this is the prototype, but you can see really nice printing on that gray dial. Very cool looking handset. You can see tons of lume filled in there. We already talked about that seconds hand's going to get shortened a little bit so it fits the dial a little bit better. Really nice finishing on this. I like the brushing at the center part there coming off the bezel. Just a great looking watch. Quick look at the Caseback again. A lot of stuff going on there. All right, guys, let me close you out with a Lume shot. Before we do, it looks like we're going to have a really nice leather roll that's going to come with it, so you can have all your storage options there, everything put in there. And it's a nice heavy-duty one. It's not chintzy at all. And then this was tucked away in a nice little cardboard box. So pretty good presentation as well. So definitely check out the website. I'll put, like I said, I'll put a link in the description. Big thanks to Ben for sharing this in the launch price of $380. I don't know. That's a pretty sweet deal. So let's check out the Lume. I love the way they laid it out. So you have the 12, 3, 6, and 9. You have long bars going around the circumference there, and then the other indices are pointing out, and then tons of Lume in those hands. So no disappointment there. If I might suggest, and I know some people might point it out, maybe some way to display what the 12 is, but I don't know if that's something they'll be able to change before final production. I think it's fine the way it is. I'm just nitpicking. That's just some input possibly I have there. And there it is. All right, guys, thanks for watching. I'll catch you on the next vid.